In this series of videos, I'm documenting my first attempt at an acrylic painting. This gives you an opportunity to see what works for me and to learn from my mistakes. In this video, I'm going to review how I drew the subject and transferred the drawing to the painting surface, and how I worked out which colours I wanted to mix. The objective of these steps is to make the painting process as easy and as smooth as possible. These are not necessarily the steps I'm going to follow for every acrylic painting. But for this first one, I want to get everything in place so I can just concentrate on the painting. I want a solid drawing and all the right colours mixed and ready to go. The first step was to sketch the flowers and the vase. I drew this rectangle which is the same shape and size as the paper that I'm painting on. I then started sketching the flowers. This is quite a rough sketch. You can see that I was thinking about perspective and also about the three-dimensionality of the flowers. I was trying to make sure that the perspective on them looked right. After completing this first sketch, the next steps are to refine the drawing. To do that, I used this light box. I put a piece of clean paper on top of the sketch and started to draw it again. I didn't simply trace the drawing, I refined it and improved it as I was transferring it. There are some people that seem to disapprove of tracing, but it's undoubtedly a useful tool when you are refining and improving an image. It's been used by artists through the ages, so I don't see anything wrong in using it. And in the end, it's your art. It's whatever makes you happy. It's whatever you need. This was the first tracing, and I did it a couple of times after that, and when I was finished, this is the last one. One of the things which I've pulled out in this image is the way that some parts of the stalk and the vase just blend in with the background, as we see in the photograph. I think that's one of the things that most drew me to this image. Because I'm painting on paper, I was able to use the light box to transfer this last drawing onto the painting surface so it's ready to paint. I drew it in a light watercoloured pencil. I used a photo editing tool to create a swatch of the colours I want. I used the eyedropper tool to sample the colours and then created a swatch on a second sheet. I am using GIMP, which is a free open source photo editing package. I took samples from the petals, from the leaves, from the stems, from the wall, from the shelf, and from the dark bit in the middle of the sunflower, the disc florets. When I was finished, I printed off the sheet of swatches. Now that I have these swatches, I can put my glass palette or chopping board on top of them and mix colours on the glass. This will allow me to directly compare the colours I'm mixing with the colour that I want to mix. The next step is to try mixing these colours, and that will be the subject of the next video. After that, the last step and the last video in this series is to do the actual painting. If you are new to painting in acrylics, I'm really interested in your experiences. Please leave me a comment letting me know how you are getting on.